I think, Jerry, that Coach Cutcliffe, who I have a tremendous amount of respect for, does a great job with his personnel and the scheming of what he does. I mean, everyone knows, he coached Peyton Manning. You look at their style of offense, it's a little bit of everything, but it's a little bit of everything that spreads you out. Again, another team that will run the ball, and they have elements of running the ball, the read play. But there is a lot of we just saw here the last game, a lot of bubble screens, a lot of hide screens, a lot of flare screens. They get the ball to number 2, I believe his name is Varner. He was 6 passes short of being the ACC's all-time leading receiver. I don't know if he caught 6 passes in this past game. So he tied it. Okay, so obviously if he gets 1 in our game, he'll be the all-time leading receiver. There's a former running back that now has been moved to a receiver, which talks about throwing the ball out there on screens. So they do a lot of things utilizing their quarterback. I mean, it seems like Renfrey, I believe, was there when I was at Richmond. It's like he's been there forever now, But they do a lot of things with him to with throwing the ball and play action passing that their offense has been very effective for them, particularly for this year because their record reflects how successful that they've been. Well, I tell you, Jerry, it's we started out camp and started into the who can play for us. Felt good about Darius Jennings and Dominic Terrell being returners. And E.J. Scott having an opportunity to play now because he had various setbacks. And then with 2 young players that started emerging early on, Kanan Severin and Adrian Gamble. It was good to see that the ball was distributed, but it was great to see that Adrian Gamble can be a really good receiver. And as we talk about the who and the what in this room, it's about who are the guys that can go give us some explosive plays and be athletic. Kanan Severin is another guy that has really good ball skills and ability. Got to find a way to get him into the game. And I think the receiver group is a positive group for us, is a playmaking group for us. But we have to utilize their abilities and skills, and I think that's what this week is probably more about. I understand we have a lot of respect for our opponent, Duke, but it's probably more about us and getting the ball to those individuals that can make plays happen for us. And it was good to see some explosive plays occur for a lot of those guys. They've won. They've won the games they're supposed to win, I guess. And people say, well, you're playing Duke, but Coach Cutcliffe again has done a great job of coaching this team. And they played Wake Forest, they beat them, and Wake Forest beat North Carolina. So I think the message for them is that they in the ACC you got to play. You got to play because you never know what's going to happen. And I think they are embarking upon at 4-1 right now, embarking upon a record that they haven't been in years. And I know that's something that's fueling their desire. But we have a great desire ourselves. It's a conference game, common opponent. The last 2 times we've been down there have not been successful for Virginia. So there's a drive and desire here as well. But I think that a lot could be said about what's happening to them in their season, finding ways to win, using the different players to get it done is self-evident right now the way they're playing. I think Eli is again. It's like one of those players those young players that have gone in games and have learning to get the experience as they're playing. He's a young man that's very determined. He wants to win. And that's why he's here. And so we need to set him up for opportunities for success. And he values that and he wants that. And he's another young man that you'll see more of because of some of the other things that he provides. I mean, yes, he's fast off the edge, but there's a lot of these young players that just have a willingness to, just kind of a go get it heart, heart of a champion. I'll bring up an example of, I said this last night, I believe, on the long kickoff, when they were running it back. Anthony Cooper, young player, freshman playing, did a great job in terms of running down the returner and leaving his feet and trying to make a tackle. But more so impressive was Demetrius Brim. When you're watching a guy 220-something plus pounds, true freshman that's playing on a special teams to get him, some game experience. He's running also step for step, and he makes the game-saving or the touchdown-saving tackle. And that was a particular series of plays that they didn't get in the end zone with the ball being on the 4-yard line. And that's the type of effort that, this whole team needs. And that's the type of effort that young players like Cooper, Adrian Gamble, Eli, Harold, and I can just go on with a number of them that they bring to the table. Well, the thing is, that experience that they don't have is something that they're growing into as we're playing. And although it's frustrating at times because you want them to hurry up and grow in the experience of playing the position, it's something that's going to come, and it's going to come, and it's going to be exciting to see, those young players play when they get the experience. And they're getting it now, Game 5, going into Game 6.